Hello, thank you for watching the first episode of Windows Watch. My name is Lee Cowan, a Premier Field Engineer at Microsoft in the UK. I'll be uploading these videos each month to help you understand the biggest news and events related to Windows 10 and how it might impact your organisation. So let's jump into February. I'm going to start off with a nice enhancement to the Windows Analytics service. For those not aware, Windows Analytics is part of the Operations Management Suite, or Aka.ms, which collects data and displays information about your organization. This is done using telemetry that Windows collects. Make sure you've got that group policy there, tagging your telemetry with your unique ID for your environment. It's great for gaining a better understanding of what your current state of your devices are, as well as giving you some information about drivers, application compatibility, and a little bit more. You can check this out for free if you go to the link at the top here, aka.ms/WindowsAnalytics. There'll be a link at the bottom of the video here as well. Now, just added to this service is the ability to check for Spectre and Meltdown protections. This allows us to gain a better understanding of which devices have the latest operating system patches installed and enabled, as well as checking the firmware for the latest updates. Finally, the antivirus client is checked for compatibility, as a few AV applications are not compatible with the OS fixes and still cause system crashes. Next up, for enterprise and education customers, Microsoft have extended the support life cycles of build 15.11, 16.07, 17.03 and 17.09 for an additional 6 months. And this is to help all those users who are still on early builds of Windows 10 to make sure they can get upgraded whilst remaining secure. Build 15.11 received its last public support update back in October of 2017, but enterprises are continuing to receive these updates until April 2018 this year. That's only another 2 updates from the time of recording, so if you are running 15.11, make sure you get that upgraded as soon as possible. Next, we've got some confirmed information on the next version of the Long-Term Servicing Channel, or LTSC, which is going to be available of second half of this year, likely around September or October time. These builds only get released around every 2 to 3 years or so, the most recent being based on Windows 10 16.07. This upcoming build will be based on 18.09 and will have the same features as the semi-annual channel 18.09 release, excluding the usual Edge, Cortana and the universal inbox apps such as Calendar and Maps. These builds should only be run in specific situations, remember, with a general rule of thumb of if a user needs to use Office or a browser on that device, they should not be running on the LTSC. Now in January 2020, when Windows 7 drops out of support, so will support for running Office Pro Plus on any Windows LTSC release or Windows Server 2016 or older build. One issue we're starting to see with a few customers as they start to upgrade to Windows 10 17.09, a number of them are hitting an issue regarding this direct memory access group policy. Now in Windows 17.03 security baselines, we're recommending to enable this policy to disable new DMA devices when this computer is locked. Now it didn't really cause an issue in 17.03, but as a number of devices are upgrading to 17.09, where this policy is properly enforced, a number of drivers are unable to launch. Now, the majority of these devices have since been updated by the OEMs. You just need to make sure you get the latest device drivers out to those devices as you upgrade. If you are still encountering issues, you can disable this policy for the time being. Just make sure you check with your vendors regularly and then enable this policy again when you can. For more detail, check out the link at the bottom. And finally this month we have an updated and streamlined version of the Office 2016 security baselines. Now these help to bolster security of the Office suite by enforcing stronger macro blocks, defending against ActiveX attacks and a whole lot more. Interestingly, more than 100 legacy settings have been removed from these security baselines too, so it's a good time to have a policy clear out if possible. As usual, make sure you test your applications for compatibility issues against these new security baselines before rolling out to your production environment. And that's it for February. Thank you for listening. I hope it's been a useful little update. For more information and news, you can find me on windowswatch.wordpress.com at Lee the PFE on Twitter, or find me as Lee Cowan on LinkedIn as well. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next month.